Good morning, my lovelies. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. I just decided to do a coffee and conversation live this morning, just go over a bunch of different topics and just chill and drink our coffee together. So, give me just a minute and we will get started. Hope everybody's day is going good so far. Okay. All right, so just wait a minute, give people a chance to get in here, and then we'll go over and get into some stuff. So let's see, it's not bad this morning. We've had nothing but rain for the last couple days, and today the sun is shining, and it's actually pretty warm outside. So I figured I'm in a good mood. Let's do a coffee and chat in the morning. All right, so like I said, if you guys do not read the description in the videos, listen. I cannot please everybody. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, I always end up making somebody mad. And you know what? All I can do is speak my truth and how I feel about things. And, it is what it is. Agree to disagree or whatever. Good morning, Jody. Going to grab my coffee quick. Blessings to all. Good morning. So all I can do is just do me. If it makes people mad, I'm sorry. If you don't agree with me, just have to agree to disagree. That's all. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now in the world, everywhere. But I also, at the same time, don't want to focus on just all the negativity that's going on in the world because you just can't live in a world of negativity all the time. So I try to throw in some fun things, some things that make you laugh, some stuff like that. But the first thing I want to cover, hold on one second, let me get it. I mean, there are just crazy people in the world, aren't there? Just crazy, absurd people. Come on. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's pull up this story. Okay, so I know people have named their kids some crazy things, apple, blanket, some weird ass names. But nothing ever like this that I've heard of. Woman legally names her newborn son methamphetamine rules. An Australian woman has legally named her newborn son methamphetamine rules. Wow. Kirsten Drysdale, a journalist, recently welcomed her third child with her husband, Chris. Her baby's name slipped through during the submission process with the New South Wales Australia Registry of Births, Deaths, and Marriages. A spokesperson told reporters they've since strengthened their system to avoid it happening again. So why would Drysdale name her child methamphetamine? Drysdale from Mackay is a TV presenter who had been working on a story for ABC's WTF-AQ program, which aims to investigate answers to viewers' burning questions. What can I what can I legally name my baby? Is a question that came up repeatedly. While searching for the story, which will air Wednesday night, Drysdale was trying to figure out what the registrar default names a child if the parent's first submission is rejected. She did not receive a clear answer from the government, so she decided her baby son's arrival was the perfect time to find out the answer. We thought, what is the most outrageous name we can think of that will definitely not be accepted? Methamphetamine rules, we thought, would surely get rejected. And then when it does, we can find out what name the registrar chooses. Weird, right? Like, what in the world? Now, she said she was trying to do it to prove a point, but I mean, Come on. What kind of point are you? I mean, you named your baby methamphetamine. I mean, what do you know, hey, come here, little meth. Come here, little meth. I mean, what would you, for crying out loud. She did end up, because it did not get rejected, she now has to go in and legally change it. But I mean, that's just craziness. What's wrong with people? Oh my gosh. Okay. That's crazy. It took me forever to pick out my baby names. You know what I mean? Like I had them books, like baby name books. And then, so my oldest, his name was picked out way before way before he was even due. And then my next child, I did not have her name picked out until right as I was about to deliver. My other daughter's name was picked out probably 3 days before we went into the hospital, but we didn't know what her middle name was going to be yet. And then my youngest son, his name was picked like my 7th month of pregnancy. What about you guys who have kids? Did it take you forever to pick out your kids' names? Did you use books? Did you, how'd you pick your child's names? Okay, moving on. Y'all hear about the alien bodies that they found? The Mexican doctors. Okay, let's check it out.
Remember these little guys from last week? Well, these so-called alien corpses have now undergone lab testing. Yep, that's right. They've had a full CT scan and X-rays. The bodies were presented to Congress in Mexico last week by a self-proclaimed UFO expert named Jaime Maussan. He claimed they had been discovered in Peru in 2017 and were 1,800 years old. His presentation went viral, with many calling the bodies aliens. The so-called corpses have been tested by Jose de Jesus Zalce Benitez, reportedly a military doctor and forensic expert, who says the specimens each belong to a single skeleton and have not been manipulated. But the findings have been widely disputed by scientists. Last week, a NASA scientist responded to the news and urged the men to
make samples available to the world.
Remember these little guys from last week? Well, these so-called alien corpses have now undergone lab testing. Yep, that's right. They've had a full CT scan and X-rays. The bodies were presented to Congress in Mexico last week by a self-proclaimed UFO expert named Jaime Maussan. He claimed they had been discovered in Peru in 2017 and were 1,800 years old. His presentation went viral, with many calling the bodies aliens. The so-called corpses have been tested by Jose de Jesus Zalce Benitez, reportedly a military doctor and forensic expert, who says the specimens each belong to a single skeleton and have not been manipulated. But the findings have been widely disputed by scientists. Last week, a NASA scientist responded to the news and urged the men to
make samples available to the world.
Remember these little guys from last week? Well, these so-called alien corpses have now undergone lab testing.
Okay, so what do you think? What do you guys think about those little aliens that were found? Do you think they're actual ETs? Do you think this was just a made up thing? I mean, what do you guys think about them? Betty, she don't sugarcoat nothing. She said parents who name their children outrageous names are setting them up for failure. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, ETs are a hard one, man. They are. But I've been, me and Chad have been into this show, Cosmic Disclosure. And I mean, it'll blow your freaking mind, honestly. So I say anything is possible. That's where I stand with all that. Hey, Chloe. Good morning. All right. Now, hold on a second. Okay, I want to talk about this for a second. Oh, wait a minute. You think them aliens are totally fake? a lot of people, I heard a lot of people say that they think they're fake because they're so small and they think aliens are, 8 to 10 feet tall. But I mean, right, if you think about alien as far as a species goes, um why wouldn't there be small, tall, fat, short, skinny, you know what I mean? But who knows? Maybe not. Maybe not. Yes, Jaded, I hope you feel better. Okay. So, I'm sure y'all heard about this. This blew my mind. Ohio cops under fire after they were called to a home where an 11-year-old girl was coerced by a predator to take nude photos of herself, and cops threatened to arrest the child. So the cops actually showed up 5 or 6 hours later after the phone call was made to them. I'll read this to you. Columbus police say they're investigating a report that a father was told by officers that his 11-year-old daughter could face charges after he called to report that she had been the victim of an online predator. A video posted on social media shows the unidentified man talking to officers who came to his door in answer to his complaint of a man having manipulated his daughter into sending images. The man says he wanted someone to talk to her to get her to realize what this was, and then suggests reality is there isn't much he can do. One officer is heard in the video saying his daughter could probably get charged with child P if she produced the images. Told the girl is only 11, the officers replied, "It doesn't matter. She's still making P." After the man says she is being manipulated by an adult on the internet, the same officer asks whether the girl is taking pictures, and the man then breaks off the conversation and the officers depart. It's unclear when the interaction took place, but the social media poster said the police response occurred 6 hours after the man called the police. Columbus police said Monday that the city's Department of the Inspector General, which investigates complaints of misconduct and or excessive use of force by sworn personnel, has opened an inquiry into this incident. The department said it is investigating the video posted on social media involving 2 officers responding to a call for service. Police said they regard all actual misconduct allegations with the utmost seriousness, and incidents involving minors are handled with the highest degree of concern. Detectives with the actual assault unit were immediately notified and have since initiated an investigation. So this dad learns that his daughter has been, or did, his 11-year-old daughter was pressured, according to the father, into taking pictures of herself to send to this adult male online. And the cops' first thing was, well, we're going to, they're not even looking at the mail. They're talking about, well, we're going to arrest your daughter for CP. What? That's what I'm saying, guys. We seem to live in the upside down where, shit like this just happens. Like, bad people get away with doing whatever because, I feel like, listen, online interactions and online predators are very hard to capture. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time to investigate and catch these online predators. And I feel like a lot of these times that the cops and the detectives just don't want to put in the work to do so. So instead, you're going to say, well, we could just arrest this 11-year-old girl for creating CP. What do you guys think about that? I think that's completely absurd. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Nelson. Okay, Chloe. Yeah, I definitely am into that too. So, yes. Oh, Charlotte, I'm so sorry to hear that. She's 11. She's been mentally and emotionally abused. Yes. Yes. Okay, so seriously, Charlotte, like every single case that I seem to look into, that's exactly what it looks like. It's like, dude, what is up with law enforcement today? Okay, so I guess, yeah, let me play this. It's gonna cut. It's gonna affect my video, but we'll just deal with that later.
No.
I know, nice crispy Sprite could be.
Oh, you know what? I just bought Sprite. I haven't done Sprite since I was like a kid. Good that you say that.
Sprite's good, especially like golf Sprite.
Oh, you know what I do? Do you ever see like that Sprite challenge? They drink a bottle of Sprite and try to burp.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to pause that for 1 second and say this. These cops show up 6 hours after a call was made, and they're all nonchalantly on the porch talking about how I ain't had a Sprite since I was a kid. I mean, I'd love to have a Sprite, blah, 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 blah. I mean, come on. Hey, mama, good morning. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, she's in bed now.
Who called?
She's already asleep.
Well, it still happened though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I just the whole point. I just wanted you guys to come over and talk to her. I mean, I just want her to realize what this was. I mean, in reality, it's not much you guys probably can do about it, is there?
I mean, she could probably get charged with child porn.
Who she can? She's 11 years old.
She's creating it, right?
She's 11 years old.
I mean, are you freaking kidding me? I would been, if I was that dad, honestly, I'd have been like, you know what? Get off my porch and I will go another route. Like, you disgusting piece of trash, get off my front porch. For real.
Doesn't matter. She's still making porn.
No, she's not. She's being manipulated by a grown-ass adult on the
Is she
internet.
taking pictures now?
You guys have a nice evening.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. Are you serious? Have a nice evening.
I mean, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about how the cops' reaction was? I'm going to say, obviously, neither one of them have children. Because if they did, they wouldn't be acting that way. That's for damn sure. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. No, girls. Nope, no. Hey, stop it. You're not doing that. I'll show you guys. Okay, come here for a second. You guys want to see our little puppy? Hold on. Let me, don't mind my hair. Okay, my hair's a mess right now. Just want to show you my puppy. Look at this is, oh, Karma. Karma, what did you do? This is Karma. Say good morning, everybody. Say good morning. Say hello to everybody. Yes, I know. This is Karma. Isn't she adorable? She wanted to say hi to everybody this morning. Okay. Hello, Mom First. A1 Always Street. I'd straight up bypass any of the law and take it to Congress. She is a child and doesn't know any better. The grown-ass man does. They should go after him, not the child. LE sports figures and government officials are a reflection of today's sorry society. Yes, Karma is adorable. What is she? She's a German Shepherd mix. I know, she's so cute, isn't she? And then we have another puppy that we decided to keep, which I made a short about the other day. And actually, let me grab her real quick. She's right here. Come here, honey. Come here. Come here, honey. Okay. This is Honey, you guys. Hold on. Stop. Look. Look. This is Honey. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. They want to see you. Okay. She's fussy. There. Okay, Dawn. No problem. Okay. I know, aren't they adorable? Get down. Get off mommy's bed. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, those cops definitely. I think maybe they're in the wrong line of work, in my opinion. Okay, so let me get out of that. I do too. German Shepherds are so cute. And they're so smart. All right, let's move on. They fight though. These two, Karma and Honey, fight like freaking crazy. Okay, you want to... Here's a funny one. Okay.
Honey.
Who wants to tell her? That's the thing. Okay. Guys, do me a favor and hit that like button for me if you've not already done so. So who wants to tell this girl?
I nanny a 6, 9, and 12-year-old, and yesterday I had to take the 6-year-old to a birthday party and be back in time to get the 9-year-old to gymnastics, but traffic was crazy and I was running late. So the 9-year-old has an iPad, so I tried to call her on it. She didn't have it with her. So the 12-year-old just got his own phone, so I called him and I was like, go tell your sister, and of course he was annoyed. Anyway, I go back to the house, and Mira, the 9-year-old, is like, they need to come up with like a phone that's for the whole family that stays in the house. So if you need any person in the house, you can call that phone. Like, it's not one person's number, it's just the whole family. I was like, that is an amazing idea. But okay, hear me out. So you know how we're always like losing the remote and stuff? For this phone, let's attach it to a cord, maybe like stick it on the wall so that if there's an emergency, we can always find it. It can't leave the house. And it's for the whole family. So we're not techie people. We don't know how to like invent things. But if you're like a developer of stuff, reach out because we think it's an awesome idea.
All right, guys. All right. Who wants to tell her? Who wants to tell her there's already such thing and it's called a landline? Oh my God. I was dying. Yeah, for real. Like, if that's our future, if that's the future, we're in such grave trouble, guys. I'm sorry. I can't even help it. Like, wow. Somebody should tell her, hey, chick, that was invented years and years ago. I'm the only one that still I'm the only one I know that has a landline. Do y'all have landlines? But I mean, come on. Like, who raised her? How old is she? How does she not know? You should find the YouTube videos where kids these days try to figure out how to use a rotary phone. I've seen some of them. Oh, Betty does. Yep. Mom does. Mama does. You got a landline? Man, I, I just couldn't. The first time I saw that video, I was laughing so hard that, like, Chad's like, what are you laughing at? And I had to show him, and he's like, oh my God, there are not people that, yeah. Okay. So we're not like techie people, but those of y'all that invent things, hit me up because this is a good idea. She goes, oh, that's right. I knew that. That's right. Damn it. I knew that. Poor girl. But that's what I'm saying. These what are they called? Gen Xers. What's her generation of people called? I mean, they're lost. That's what they're called. They're lost. For sure. Like, that's some scary shit right there. Okay, you guys. Check this out. Okay, gotta make sure I'm not muted. No, I'm still here, Betty. Gen Z. Okay, yeah, well, Gen Z, they need some work. Okay. Everybody, check your meat. Parasites found in packaged salmon at Costco. And dude, now they're pulling them. I've seen videos of steak, pork, fish. I mean, they're pulling parasites out of everything. So check your meat.
And look at the worm. Look at that guy. He's happy as hell, just cruising around in there. Yep.
Because they have these things in it.
Maybe they'll give me a discount on that one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, though. They're loaded with those parasites. I don't know what they are.
No?
Right here. Fresh Coho salmon. It must be fresh. Hell yeah. I mean, if it's got a live worm in there, shit. When you go for tequila, that shit's dead.
Jody, my bad. I mean, that's, and that's the thing, right, guys? Because we have an FDA. We have the Food and Drug Administration. We have these inspections where your food is supposed to be inspected before it is sent out to the public. Clearly, that is not being done. But you know who doesn't have to worry about having parasites in their food or in their meat or in anything? You know who. And it ain't us, the people, that's for sure. Because they are not checking or investigating a damn thing. For real, Mama Daz. For real. That is so nasty. Like, I can't even believe that's a thing. That they just have it. I mean, oh my God. Okay. Girls. Hold on, the puppies are fighting. Girls. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here, Karma. Come here. You be good. Stop fighting with your sister. Hold on, guys. I gotta. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry. They stay fighting. Okay. 1-year-old passes of suspected opioid exposure at New York City daycare. 3 kids hospitalized. A 1-year-old boy passed and 3 other children were hospitalized after apparently coming into contact with an opioid at a home-based child care site in the Bronx on Friday, New York City police said. The boy who passed was identified by authorities as Nicholas. Dominici, One of the 3 children hospitalized is in critical condition, authorities said at a press conference early Saturday. Police said they received a 911 call from a daycare center reporting 3 unconscious children just before 3 p.m. on Friday. When police responded, they found 2 boys, 1 and 2 years old, and an 8-month-old girl, all unconscious. Investigators revealed the child appeared to have been exposed to the unknown opioids over an extended period Friday. Hold on one second. A 2-year-old boy who went home at around 12:15 p.m. was later found by his mother to be acting lethargic and unresponsive. The mother rushed him to the hospital where the opioid reversal medication Narcan saved his life. The children who stayed at the daycare ate something at around 1 p.m. and took a nap. When workers went to wake them up at 2:30 p.m., they were unconscious, according to police. All 3 children were unresponsive and demonstrating symptoms of opioid exposure. Narcan was administered to all 3 of these children in an attempt to save their lives. The children who were hospitalized all live nearby in the Bronx. None are related. The NYPD said they executed a search warrant at Divino Nino Daycare and discovered a kilo press, an item commonly used by drug dealers when packaging large quantities of drugs. ABC News could not immediately reach the daycare for comment. The crisis is real and is a real wake-up call for individuals who have opioids or fentanyl in their homes. Our hearts break for these families that are involved. The daycare for children between 6 weeks and 12 years old recently opened in January and just passed a surprise visit from city inspectors last week with no violations found. 2 people, the woman running the daycare at the time of the tragedy and an unidentified man, are being questioned by detectives with charges expected. The city medical examiner will conduct an autopsy to determine the boy's cause of death, and the doctors will take urine and blood from the surviving children to try to figure out what drugs they were exposed to. The mere contact is deadly for an adult and extremely deadly for a child, Adams said. NYPD officials said this is an active criminal investigation. We should not be here. These children do not deserve this. So please pray for them and their families, NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban said at a press conference. Insane. These people running a freaking daycare facility. So they had actually found opioids laying on the children's sleeping mats that they were to lay on and take a nap on. That's where they found the drugs. In a daycare that somehow just passed a routine inspection. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It is insane. Okay. Yes, an 8-month-old. Isn't that sick? Yeah, this was from 3 days ago. Yes. Drug house with a daycare front. Charlotte, you know what? I said, in the beginning, when I started looking at that, in the beginning, I didn't say that they had the wrong guy, but I said that I thought there was other people involved besides just him. Okay. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button, please. All right, moving on. Okay, now, we all know what's going on with Russell Brand.
Bill
Right?
Gates.
He's getting accused now of sexual assault from 10 years ago. Now, I had made a short video the other day, and then I ended up taking it down. But I had made this short video talking about Russell. Okay, now they're saying that these assaults happened at the peak of his career, 10 plus years ago. I'm not saying that he didn't do these things, but here's what I am saying. Russell has said himself that it took him a long time to he found God, okay? And it changed his life. And he is on the right wing side, okay? So he is always talking about the government and the tyranny and, you know, Bill Gates and all of these bad people who are doing things to harm the public. He's constantly talking about it. He's constantly pushing it. And, you know, he's gained a lot of freaking followers doing so. And, you know, I agree with a lot of what he says. I'm not going to lie. I do. However, you got to think about the timing of these things, because are they doing this to shut him up, to shut him down and to shut him up? Because, I mean, he's doing a fantastic job on his YouTube channel, trying to wake people up to what's really going on. I just think that people need to be careful before you take sides, before you automatically assume that he's this bad guy. You know, do some research into it. Try to, you know, just do some research into it. I'll just put it like that. Now, I'm a woman, okay? I do not, like, I am always for the victims of any kind of assault, especially sexual assault, okay? With that being said, though, I think the Me Too movement helped a lot of women to want to come forward. But at the same time, I think the Me Too movement did a lot of damage, because now all it takes is a woman to make an accusation, whether it be true or false, and it could ruin someone's life. Now, again, if you were assaulted and it just damaged you and it, you know, did these terrible things and it ruined your life, are you going to wait 10 to 13 years to say anything about it? And a lot of people will come at me and they will say yes, because he was an actor and it was her word against his. I'm still a firm believer that if somebody does something to you like that, you immediately report it. I don't give a shit who it is. You fight it. You do what you can do. You try to stand up and fight it, right? That's just me, though. That's just my opinion, whatever. Now, if you're wondering why they're going after Russell Brand, I'm just going to play a little bit of a clip about, you know, what he talks about on his channel about how he is.
Bill Gates epitomizes this trend. I've got no particular thing against Bill Gates, but he does represent a certain mentality. I'll do what I want to do. You do what I want you to do. That's the Bill Gates way. And today we're going to work out who's contributing more to climate change, you or Bill Gates. Let's see. Bill Gates has shrugged off allegations that he's a hypocrite for climate campaigning while traveling by private jet. In an interview with BBC's Amal Rajan, Gates addressed the accusation by saying he offset his family's carbon footprint and contributes to solutions. Oh, I didn't realise that. That's cool. Let's have a look.
What do you say to the charge that if you are a climate change campaigner, but you also travel around the world on a private jet, you're a hypocrite?
Well, I by the gold standard of funding Climeworks to do direct air capture that far exceeds my family's carbon footprint. So, you know, should I stay at home and not come to Kenya and learn about farming and malaria?
Yeah. You know how you're just making up a reason for why you should be able to do what you want to do? Everyone feels like that. We all feel like we should be able to do what we want to do and that we make mistakes and we're not perfect. So we try our best to make it up how we can. And guess what? That's what you do as well. So in a way, you should stop telling us what to do, shouldn't you?
Anyway, I mean, I'm comfortable.
Comfortable with that? I bet you are. 30,000 feet reclining on a beige lazy boy.
With the idea that not only am I not part of the problem by paying for the offsets, but also
for favourable reporting. He's not part of the problem when he's funding vaccine organisations and then getting out just before stock prices drop. He's not part of the problem when he's giving billions to the WHO. He's not part of the problem when the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is accruing more money than they spend, making a not-for-profit organisation, well, you could say profitable. I'm sure Bill Gates has got some explanation. Maybe he's offsetting that profit in some way by helping us in ways that we're too stupid to understand. But on the surface, it looks like Bill Gates does what he wants, then justifies it afterwards.
Okay. Yes, so there have been text messages, that alleged text messages that have come out. And before I even looked at the messages, okay, before I even looked at them, I was like, do you know how easy it is to freaking fake text messages these days? Yes, Jody. Russell does so much good for the world, waking up the sheep and exposing the corruption in this world. And I believe that that's why they are trying to take him down. I believe that's why these sexual allegations are coming at a time right now when he's getting so big. He's helping so many people wake up to what is real, and people don't like that. So what do? They're going to find a way to fucking cancel him. Sorry for swearing, but that's what they're going to do, and that's what they do. If you oppose them, if you think opposite of what they think, if you don't believe the propaganda and the bullshit that they push towards you, then they're going to try to do what they can to cancel you. That's the world that we live in, where if you disagree or you're on the opposite side, they don't want your opinion out there because they just rather shut you down. In my opinion, did you guys hear that part? In my opinion, I think that is what they're doing to Russell. I mean, he speaks truth and he does not care whether you like it or not. And you know what? People don't like that. And that's the world that we live in. So, yeah, it's like that. Okay. Now, YouTube has gone against Russell and demonetized his whole entire channel and all of his videos. Let me pull it up here. YouTube suspends Russell Brand of the streaming site after sex assault claims. He wasn't charged. Literally, there was just a claim of sexual assault, and they took all of his money. They stopped him from making any money. That is complete and utter bullshit. I just took a 20-minute long survey as a creator for YouTube last night. And I answered the questions as honestly as I could. And they were like, do you think that YouTube's guidelines are fair? And I said, absolutely not. They said, do you think that YouTube treats every creator equally? I said, absolutely not. I was completely honest and true. Because if you are a truther, and if you go against what the mainstream media says, YouTube does censor your content. I don't care if you believe it or you don't. It's a fact. They will push your videos to the back. They will not recommend them. And then they won't place ads on your videos. So it makes it impossible for you to make any money. The only way, like they've done that to me so much. And fan funding, channel memberships, and super chats, and super thanks, and donations is how I make all my money on YouTube. Half of my videos are not allowed to have ads on them because of either words that I used, because I didn't censor things, because, yada, yada, yada. That's what YouTube does. So it is not a fair platform, in my opinion. And I told them that. And so what they're doing to Russell is not fair. It's not right at all. You don't see that happening on the other side, do you? It's straight up bullshit. Hey, J-Dub. Glad you could make it. I'm not monetized, but YouTube shut all my channels down and my videos because I had Kylie on playlist. They said they were too graphic and something else. Maybe it's time for content creators to hold a stance. They go to a different platform, one where you aren't censored, such as BitChute, Rumble, or Kick. I have a BitChute channel. I have not uploaded on it on a long time, only because the thing is with YouTube, right, is YouTube has the viewers. They have the biggest audience. So you have the potential to reach the biggest audience on YouTube. Now, when it comes to being a truther or, something like that, obviously YouTube is not the best place to do that. But you can't even think about getting as big of an audience on BitChute, Rumble, or anywhere else that you do on YouTube. So that's the thing. Yeah, I've been through it with them over and over and over again. Let's see. The wealthy are wealthy because we are not, and that's how they stay that way. What happened to it's okay to agree to disagree? All that went out the door. Absolutely. Teresa Brown. Hello, CNY. I admire how you don't give up and continue keeping us in the know on so many important topics. Your show is the only one I look forward to faithfully. Blessings to you and yours. Thank you so much. Yeah, I understand that. The CNY family, hopefully it'll change in the near future. I hope so, because it really does make it hard. Like, and I think they do that on purpose, because if they make it impossible for you to make any money doing this, they figure you'll just stop and move on to something else, where you can make money at it. But it's not, money is important, but it's not all about the money. Like, obviously, or I wouldn't still be here. I would not still be a channel if it was all about the money, because trust me, I don't make shit doing what I do. So really all of my, and I had to answer those questions too. Like, what percentage of your income do you get from fan funding, channel memberships, super chats, all that, as opposed to from YouTube, right? And my YouTube, the money I make off YouTube is way less than what I make on memberships. So super chats, super thanks, and all of that. So I will urge you guys too that if you can, consider becoming a member. That really helps me out. Because like I said, YouTube isn't for the truthers out there. But I do have a BitChute channel. When I get done with this live, I'll actually go, for those of you that don't know. And that's where a lot of my pre-C19 videos are, or during the C19. That's where I had to upload a lot of my videos, because YouTube just would not let me. Like, I almost lost my channel. It was that ridiculous. So, okay, let's move on. Thank you guys for being here. Please hit that thumbs up for me. And if you can become a member, please consider joining. We would love to have you. We're good people over here. And if anybody else who can do anything extra, all donations are appreciated. Okay. The World Health Organization orders Biden to arrest Americans who share non-mainstream content online. The World Health Organization has ordered the Biden regime to begin censoring and arresting Americans who are caught sharing non-mainstream opinions online. The WHO is currently finalizing its global pandemic treaty, which will grant the UN, WHO, and WEF the ability to govern nations and impose tyrannical censorship policies that directly violate the First Amendment. UN member nations, including the United States, have confirmed that they will sign the Global Pandemic Treaty in 2024. Once signed, sovereign nations will surrender authority to the WEF, the UN, and WHO in the event of an international emergency such as global boiling. For God's sakes. If the global elite decide to declare a climate emergency, they would have full governmental authority to enforce permanent lockdowns. Larry Gostin, who heads Georgetown's WHO's Collaborating Center, revealed in a recent interview how the organization will censor dissent and wrongthink online. Gostin has a key behind-the-scenes role in negotiations regarding the pandemic treaty. According to Gostin, the WHO insists that online misinformation is a serious health threat. The WHO is pushing for an all-society approach to misinformation. Medical societies, tech companies, fact-checking organizations, and corporate media outlets will all apparently need to pull together. Gosling and his fellow creators are making no effort to hide their goal to usher in global governance. However, Gosling insists that the WHO is on a mission to arrange the lives and the future of the human race to save the planet. In the interview with Health Policy Watch, Gosling signaled that the WHO wants to suppress information that questions the big V's. Misinformation poses a serious health threat, especially in a vaccine distribution. Balancing free speech with combating misinformation is challenging. And it's funny, right, that anything that goes against what the quote unquote experts say is considered misinformation. Let's see. Who can lead partnerships between scientific experts and information disseminators to ensure credible information reaches the public? Do you know the thing that I've learned about scientific experts is if you pay them enough, they'll say whatever you want them to say. Gostin also confirmed that the UN agency wants the negotiations to be finalized and the treaty signed by all world leaders by max of next year. This goal would be just in time for the next World Health Organization Assembly meeting. So what do you guys think about that? Tell me censorship is not freaking real in America. That's true, JR Nana and Mom and Dad. It's all true. It's so completely insane. Like this live right here I'm doing right now will not get promoted by YouTube. They will not push it. They will not recommend it. They won't, because it goes against what their experts call truth. And we all know how that vicious circle goes, don't we? Former New Zealand Prime Minister says free speech is a weapon of war and censorship is necessary to protect free speech.
This week, we launched an initiative alongside companies and nonprofits to help improve research and understanding of how a person's online experiences are curated by automated processes. This will also be important in understanding more about mis- and disinformation online, a challenge that we must, as leaders, address. Sadly, I think it's easy to dismiss this problem as one in the margins. I can certainly understand the desire to leave it to someone else. As leaders, we're rightly concerned that even the most light touch approaches to disinformation could be misinterpreted as being hostile to the values of free speech that we value so highly. But while I cannot tell you today what the answer is to this challenge, I can say with complete certainty that we cannot ignore it. To do so poses an equal threat to the norms we all value. After all, how do you successfully end a war if people are led to believe the reason for its existence is not only legal but noble? How do you tackle climate change if people do not believe it exists? How do you ensure the human rights of others are upheld?
So for those of you, what she is saying right now is how can we make our plans work? How can we get everybody to believe the bullshit that we are pushing if there are other people telling them that it's not true? So in order for us to succeed in our plan, all right, Chloe, you too. In order for us to succeed in our plan, we have to get rid of everybody else that is telling the opposite of what we are saying. We have to get everybody else that is on the opposite side and disagrees with our plan. I mean, that's not America. We have the Bill of Rights for a reason. We have the Constitution for a reason. The Constitution was not made by the government. The Constitution was made to protect the people from the tyranny. That's what it was made for. It wasn't made to protect the government. It was made to protect the people. And they are turning it all upside down.
When they are subjected to hateful and dangerous rhetoric and ideology. The weapons may be different, but the goals of those who perpetuate them is often the same: to cause chaos and reduce the ability of others to defend themselves, to disband communities, to collapse the collective strength of countries who work together. But we have an opportunity here to ensure that these particular weapons of war do not become an established part of warfare. In these times, I'm acutely aware of how easy it is to feel disheartened. We are facing many battles on many fronts, but there is cause for optimism, because for every new weapon we face, there is a new tool to overcome it. For every attempt to push the world into chaos is a collective conviction to bring us back to order. We have the means. We just need the collective will.
They have the means. They just need everybody to get on board. Oh, it's so infuriating. Okay. I'm going to play this for you. I don't know if you guys know who Jason Shirka is, but I want to play this for you. And this is for warning. Emergency broadcast system. Warning for October 4th, 2023.
I was asked to share the following message with the world. Remember, I'm only the messenger. What you choose to do with this information is up to you and your own free will. On October 4th at 2:22 p.m. Eastern Time, the emergency broadcast system will be activated across the entire United States under the leadership of FEMA, disguised as a test. However, this test will be used to send a specific high-frequency signal through devices like smartphones, radios, and TVs, with the intention of activating graphene oxide and other nanoparticles that have been inserted into billions of human beings around the world through the obvious mediums. Everyone will be affected regardless of your status. The plan is to also do this in Israel at the same exact time. There are certain organizations that are doing their best to stop this in both Israel and the United States. Hopefully, they will be able to stop this. And stopping this in Israel looks promising, but stopping this in the United States is still up in the air. This will also include Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and Alaska. If the October 4th date does not occur for any reason, the backup plan will be to do it on October 11th at the same time. In the case that this is not able to be stopped, I ask you all to shut off your phones and all other relevant devices at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for a period of 2 hours to be safe. This type of wavelength can affect us physically, mentally, and emotionally. I urge you all to protect yourself, and I ask you all to share this video.
I know. I know, you guys. I know that, it may sound crazy to you, but think about the world that we live in. Think about all the things. Think about how many times we say that a day. Think about things that we see and we're like, oh, that's crazy. That I can't believe that's real. Just think about how many times that is said, okay? And then this might not be that crazy if you really think about it. Now, I'm going to play it again. It's only a minute long, but I will definitely be doing this. Whether or not this is correct or not, I will definitely be doing this just in case. Okay? Now I'm going to play this again. Again, if you guys don't know who this man is, he has an awesome channel. He does a lot to help the world. So go ahead and check him out.
I was asked to share the following message with the world. Remember, I'm only the messenger. What you choose to do with this information is up to you and your own free will. On October 4th at 2:22 p.m. Eastern Time, the emergency broadcast system will be activated across the entire United States under the leadership of FEMA, disguised as a test. However, this test will be used to send a specific high-frequency signal through devices like smartphones, radios, and TVs with the intention of activating graphene oxide and other nanoparticles that have been inserted into billions of human beings around the world through the obvious mediums. Everyone will be affected regardless of your status. The plan is to also do this in Israel at the same exact time. There are certain organizations that are doing their best to stop this in both Israel and the United States. Hopefully, they will be able to stop this. And stopping this in Israel looks promising, but stopping this in the United States is still up in the air. This will also include Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and Alaska. If the October 4th date does not occur for any reason, the backup plan will be to do it on October 11th at the same time. In the case that this is not able to be stopped, I ask you all to shut off your phones and all other relevant devices at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for a period of 2 hours to be safe. This type of wavelength can affect us physically, mentally, and emotionally. I urge you all to protect yourself, and I ask you all to share this video far and wide. Thank you very much.
Exactly, Mama T. Whether it's real or not, it's better to not take a chance. We can all do without our phones for a while. Absolutely. It'll probably do some people some good. But isn't that insane? Isn't that freaking, I believe it though. Like it's not too crazy. It's not too far-fetched for me to say, oh, there's no way. Me too, Jody. I'm right with you.
And that is part of why we have this corrupt media. You could go to Wikipedia and find Operation Mockingbird, that the CIA has been in there forever. Then Obama repealed the 1948 Smith-Mundt Act, which then permitted propaganda to be in broadcasting. It no longer said that it had to be credible. And so when he came out and said fake news, he warned us at the end of his speech that it is going to be very hard. The establishment, the media, the globalists are all going to come after. They're going to try to intimidate, but he needed to smoke them out. And guess what happened? The next day, Congress on the Democrat side wanted to create a law that he couldn't run. Then what happened was the Republicans came out and said they were going to investigate Hunter Biden. And Friday, the Department of Justice, AG, launched an investigation, and he put the most corrupt prosecutor who hates Trump on it. Donald Trump actually plays chess on a 5D level, and you never can anticipate what his next move is going to be. The reason that his Mar-a-Lago was seized upon was that they really wanted to get the PEDS, the Presidential Emergency Act document, which is only what Trump knows and the military that he had to put in place, because before he left, he declared 2 national emergencies. And you know what? Biden hasn't reversed that. Biden has signed on to 3 of his executive orders to continue them going. So we have some very fascinating things that are going to come out.
Conduct said, don't they have the capability to turn your phone on even when it is off? Even when it is off. That's true. That's true. They do. Hold on one second. They do. And that goes for Alexa too. That goes for her. Make sure if you have one of those things, you unplug her. I heard the same thing, so I was told to also remove the battery. Also, they will be sending the already through your PCs and laptops. Yeah, I mean, safest bet, unplug everything and get out of your house. That would be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I say that, but I also worry about the fields that we can't see that they have outside from the cell phone towers, from all this BS. So, I mean, that concerns me too, especially with 5G and all of that. But I know it's almost like we're just trying to survive here. We're fighting for survival here. I mean, it's crazy in the upside down. All right. Oh, for some reason that was taken down. Okay. You can't remove the batteries in the new phones. Yeah, no, you can't. Let me get out of this. We live 8 miles from Mar-a-Lago. Hubby took pics on phone. He came home to show me the Mar-a-Lago's pics were gone. Well, that's crazy. You know what would be good too is to put your phone in like a metal box, like a steel metal box, if you have one, because they can't emit anything through that, as far as I know. But you might definitely don't quote me on that. Definitely check and make sure first, because I wouldn't want to give out any bad information for sure. Mama T said, turn your phone off, volume all the way down, and put your phone away where you can't hear it, or just get out of your house. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. That's probably your safest bet. But again, like I say, I wonder, because if it's emergency broadcast system, it's going through it's probably going through all the cell phone towers and all that. So, I worry about those fields too. But I mean, for God's sakes, why is it a constant fight for survival? Why is it a constant fight to save you and your children all the time? Let's see. I mean, I just think it's gotten so hard today to try to just, and you're safe. Yep. Definitely. But I say don't take a chance, definitely don't think, well, all this is craziness, this might not happen. It's like, it's better to be safe than sorry, because there's no taking it back. Once it happens, it happens. And, I just want to try to help push the truth and help push, to help. I just want to help people. That's it. I know what you're talking about. The police do that when they take cell phones, so they can't be remotely erased. I mean, it's crazy, you guys, the stuff that's going on. But again, I just want to take a second just to remind everybody that, please hit that like button. Please sub to the channel. If you can do more, consider becoming a member. It's the price of a cup of coffee. And join the family. We would love to have you guys. If you support truth, if you support the people standing up against the tyranny, if you support the people just trying to live their everyday lives and not be worried about persecution and, all of this nonsense. We have at least a dozen old phones sitting in a tub. Do you think the alert will go off on them? I would imagine it's going to go off on everything it can go off on. I imagine it would. I imagine they're going to try to make it as mass and affect as many people as possible. So, I mean, I'm not sure about that, Mama, but that would be my guess. And yeah, YouTube really doesn't make it easy. So please consider, if you can, making a small donation or anything that, you know, could help out. Because this video, I guarantee you, will not have ads because of the content that was put into it. And I guarantee you that it will not be pushed or recommended by YouTube. So please share it. It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder to spread truth and awareness, which is why I've stopped doing these kinds of videos. I haven't done one of these videos in so long. Hey, Llama, because YouTube just hates it and they make it so hard. So I haven't done anything like this in a while. And, you know, I was like, you know what? There's some really important things that I want to discuss today. So I'm freaking doing it. So I hope you guys, you know, just show your appreciation by, you know, supporting the channel. If you can't do anything financially, just do it for free and hit that like button and that sub button. Okay, Dawn, no problem. So what do you guys think about all this? What do you think about Russell? What do you think about all of this stuff that's going on? I mean, I just think there's so much craziness and you know, there really is a war out for your mind. There really is a war out for truth and justice and all of that. And I just see every day I wake up and I just see more and more that the world has gone the wrong way. Like, you know, online predators and going after an 11-year-old who was the victim of an online predator. I mean, what is going on with Ellie in all these cases? I mean, I was looking at Summer's case, talking about Hawkins County. The sheriff running the investigation's son was arrested and charged with 4 counts of aggravated sexual battery and got off on 1 year in county jail. He's sentenced to 20 years, got 1 year in county jail and 19 years probation. I mean, you never heard of such a thing. Exactly, Llama. Conduct said distraction. Yeah, they're just trying to push their agenda, and there's, you know, there's more and more people waking up to it every day, but we all have to stick together. We all have to support each other because, listen, ain't nobody else on our side, for sure. All right, you guys, but I'm going to end this one here. The kids are waiting for me. I got a lot to do today. I got to get school started and all that. So I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light and keep spreading that truth. I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys all have an awesome, awesome day. Have a good day, everybody.